Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got this paper Renamon playmat along with our Impmon and Guilmon Sandy helping us out. And this playmat comes from the 2024 tutorial deck for the Renamon. Initially I was going to use the D-Reaper playmat for this, but I lost track of time, used that in a recent video, and thought, we haven't ever used this one, I think, so let's bring this one out. And they're helping us out because today we are taking a look at the new ST22 Amethyst Mandala starter deck. It's got Sakumon right in the front with Renamon right there. And then for the sides, we've got the 4 different card types, which that's really good because if you remember there was a time where like they didn't put one of them on the sides. I want to say it was the Tamers. Yeah, it was definitely the Tamers. We've got the other side, which just says Advanced Deck List, Amethyst Mandala. We've got the back with Ready to Play, 54 card deck, sleeves, 3 index cards, play sheet, and 8 bonus cards, along with all the other important stuff, recycle. I don't see the Sad Onion on this one this time. I don't know when they stopped doing the Sad Onion, like this isn't for ages so-and-so. But yeah, this goes along with the advanced deck set, so it is the same size as the other ones, which I always like because they change the box sizes so often, and it just makes like storing them a little hard. So that's this size, which there have been 3 other sizes, which will... the most recent one being this one. So yeah, it's a little bit larger than that. I would say, like, thickness-wise, they are the same. This one's maybe a 10th higher. Maybe, oh, I don't know. 1/3 bigger? 1/3 bigger. 1/4 to 1/3 bigger. Somewhere around there. But yeah, so it's a little bit bigger. It retails for about 30 bucks. But with that out of the way, let's open her up and see what's inside. I mean, we know what's inside. We just read the back, but let's actually look at them now. I was planning on going to an event for the release of this. I drove an hour to the store, and then they're like, oh, we didn't get our supply in, so I had to go to a different store. They're having an event, so hopefully I'll get to go to that soon. Already, I see the sleeves. I'm really liking these sleeves. Look at that. That is real cool. Straight from the TV show. It is the blue cards. And you get 60 of these, so that's pretty neat. Then we got the weird insert. This paper is definitely better than this one. This is very flimsy. I'm going to move this stuff off to the side because we are kind of getting scrunched up already. All stuff. I probably will sleeve this deck. Because why not? I'm going to pick up a second copy of this, so I'll probably sleeve that one most likely. I keep this one. All right, we're going to put those up to the side. Let's take a look. This, which I think it's made the same mistake that they all do. Do we have the instructions on the opposite side? Yes, we do. We have very necessary information on the back of this, which, as other people have pointed out, like, this is not a good idea because mid-playing the game, you go, oh, what do I do next? And you'd have to remove everything from here, and then look at it, and flip it back right side up, which is never a good idea, because you will destroy the game state at that point. But yeah, this is the picture side, which looks really good. This one's a lot busier than this one. I kind of like this one better, because I think it goes more to like the essence of Renamon, just having her like lone wolf against this yellow background, whereas this seems super busy to me. On the reverse side, as I said, this is all the stuff you need to know to play the game. You've got some QR codes down there to learn to play the game, especially with the app, which I think it was one of the recent videos where someone was like, I'm learning to play. This is a great way to do it. But yeah, it gives you all the information, turn order, cost and memory, attack order, preparations for the game, cards needed for the game. This is all really good information. I just wish it wasn't on the back side of this, because that is a terrible idea. I wish that they would have given you like some cards like they do with some of the earlier ones. Like, I know it'd be super dense, or they'd have to give you plenty, or just give you a second book. Do that. Like, don't try to save space on this. That's not really useful. Anyways, let's get right into this. I believe that these ones back here are going to be the special ones, so we'll put those off to the side. We've also got our 3 reference cards, which have all the effects. Which again, this is great. Only thing that I wish about these is that they were alphabetical order instead of whatever this is. Like, I understand that I think that this order is the order that they came out in. I don't know why you're putting them by that. Like, why? It seems a little not helpful to do, because if I'm looking for Digiburst, then I can't go A, B, C, D. I have to go like, when did Digiburst happen? I don't remember. Digiburst, number 11. There it is. So, I just wish it was alphabetical. Anyways, getting into the deck, we're looking at the eggs, starting off with 4 copies of Viximon, which is a new one. This is for this deck. With the inherited effect of your turn once per turn, when you use an option card with the... I'm going to butcher that. Onmunjutsu, or plug-in trait. This Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon with Cubimon, Talmon, or Sakuyamon in their name, in the hand, with the Digivolution cost reduced by 3. Alright, so this one's allowing for some quicker Digivolutions, and it goes straight from Renamon, which is pretty good. Speaking of her, she is the next card we're looking at, which is 2 copies of the new Renamon. She's a 3 play cost, 0 Digivolution cost, 1000 DP. When moving or on play, by trashing 1 card in your hand, you may return 1 option card with the Onmyjutsu or plug-in trait from your trash to the hand. Inherited effect, barrier. So when moving, this is a new one, and I have to imagine what that means is that it is kind of making sure you get that on-play effect, because on-play it'll work, but what if you need to play it on your breeding area? Then it would lose that effect, but it would get it during your next turn when you move it to the field. So that's what I have to imagine the when moving means. When moving it from the breeding area to the battle area. In fact, let's see, we just got these. Is it on here? I don't see it. Mind link, that is going to be a main. Like, why would they not? I do not see it on here. That is, I mean, I know it's the different kind because this is like when it's activating, that's what kind of effect it is, but you really should put that in there. So next up, for some reason, we are jumping straight to the champions in this pack. I think they're going with like new one. I think they're doing it like the way that I normally do it, but I love putting the rookies first. Anywho, we got 4 copies of Cubimon, which is new to this deck. 5 play cost, 2 Digivolution cost, 6000 DP. When moving or when digivolving, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Renamon, Cubimon, Talmon, or... Sorry, having trouble talking right now, sorry about that. Sakuyamon or Rika in its name, or Onmaijutsu or plug-in trait among them to the hand, return the rest of the bottom of the deck. Inherited effect Barrier, which again is when this Digimon would be deleted in battle by trashing your top security card, it isn't deleted. I don't like that ability, but it's got it. As I say with like all decks like this, these cards are really going to only go good in their respective decks, so really only Renamon deck. Next new card we got is 4 copies of Talmon. 7 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 7,000 DP. On play, or when Digivolving, until your opponent's turn ends, one of their Digimon can't activate when Digivolving effects and gets minus 3,000 DP. When attacking once per turn, you may use one option card with the Onmaijutsu or plug-in trait from your hand or under your tamers without paying the cost. Inherited effect, end of attack, once per turn. By trashing your top security card, one of your Digimon with Sakuyamon in its name unsuspends. Again, really going to be used for that deck, nothing else. Yeah. And the last final new Digimon, or no, there's actually, oh, there's more. Would you look at that? I thought there was only one, because I'm thinking, oh, Megas, this is the last one. Nope. We get 2 copies of Mega Sakuyamon Ace, new to the set. 6 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 11,000 DP. Digivolve some from Sakuyamon Maid Mode for a cost of 1. Hand Counter Blast Digivolution. Alliance, on play when Digivolving or when attacking once per turn. You may play 1 Pipe Fox token, Digimon Yellow 6,000 DP blocker. Then you may use 1 option card with the Omaijutsu or plug-in trait from your hand or under your tamers without paying the cost. Ace Overflow -4. So, pretty cool. And now the last new Digimon card that we got is 2 copies of Sakuyamon Maid Mode. 11 play cost, 4 Digivolution cost, 12,000 DP. Digivolve from Sakuyamon for a cost of 1. On player, when Digivolving, you may use 1 option card with the Omaijutsu or plug-in trait from your hand or under your tamers without paying the cost. All turns, once per turn, when you use an option cards or your security stack is removed from, by placing one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP as the bottom security card, trash their top security card. Okay, so that's pretty neat. So you get to remove their lowest DP, put at the bottom, and then trash their top, which could be a big playmaker. It could also mess them up, especially with all the face-up option cards that you can get. One thing I will note is that you can go from Ace to Maid Mode, and then back to Ace. Like, that is something because they have those in there. The problem with doing this, which I would not suggest at all, is that now it's Overflow 8. So when this one would leave the battle area, your opponent would get 8 memory, which is a lot. That's enough for like any big deletion option cards to be paid for free. Because like, what is it? Gaia Force is like 8, and that's like delete one of your opponent's Digimon. That costs 8, but then they'd get it back. So that's something to keep in mind. Oops. Next new one. Oh, these are just got a sneak peek of something else. We got 2 Rikas from this box, from this star deck, sorry. 4 play cost, start of your main phase on play by placing 1 option card with Omaijutsu or plug-in trait from your hand under this tamer, draw 1 card and gain 1 memory. Your turn. When one of your Digimon with Renamon, Cubimon, Talmon, or Sakuyamon in its name attacks, by suspending this tamer, you may use 1 Omaijutsu or plug-in trait option card with as high or lower a cost as the Digimon's level from under this tamer without paying the cost. Security, play this card without paying the cost. Okay. So it's going to stop you from playing like the really big ones. Like maybe the 7-cost plugins. So that's good. But yeah, that's pretty neat. What I'm more interested in is this card that I just saw, because we're getting new plugins. And the first new plugin that we're getting is Offensive Plugin V, which, look at that, it's got a link ability. So let's read this. For play cost, while you have a tamer, you can ignore this card's color requirements. Security, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP, then add this card to your hand. Main, you may link this card to one of your Digimon without paying the cost. Then, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP as one of your Digimon. Link to a level 3 or higher for a cost of 2 to give it plus 2000 DP, and end of your turn, once per turn, this Digimon may attack. So yeah, this is the first link card that's not an Appmon exclusive, because it doesn't say anything about that. And that does make me question if that's powering down the Appmon. Because, like, Gaiamon has a link to limit. This one doesn't say, like the maid mode, she doesn't have anything saying that she's got a limit on how many things that can be linked to her. Appmon have that inherently in their abilities. This one doesn't say that. So, one of two things is going to happen, and there'll need to be a clarification on the ruling. Either you can link Appmon with these and they won't count towards their link limit, or if you link it to an Appmon, you can't app link. I don't know. That's very interesting. I'll have to see what the ruling is on that and try to remember to update y'all. Next new card we got is High Speed Plugin H. This is a 3 play cost. While you have a tamer, you can ignore this card's color requirements. Security, until your turn ends, one of your opponent's Digimon or tamers can't suspend. Then add this card to the hand. Main, you may link this card to one of your Digimon without paying the cost. Then, one of your opponent's Digimon or tamers You may link this card to one of your Digimon without paying the cost. Then, one of your opponent's Digimon or tamers can't suspend until their turn ends. Link for level 3 or higher for a cost of 2, and it gives jamming. This, like anything that gives jamming, like, oh, this one's going to be put in a lot of decks, I think. Especially, like, with the only thing needing is you need to have a tamer, and then you can ignore this card's color requirements. This is going to be a very good card. This is one that I feel is going to jump in price pretty easy. I may actually have to go online, see if I can pick up a couple extra ones. Next up, we have Amethyst Mandala, the namesake of the deck. It is a 6 play cost. When effects trash this card from the security stack, activate its security effect. Security all turns. When any of your Digimon with Renmon, Cubimon, Taomon, or Sakuyamon in their names would leave the battle area, other than by battle, by trashing this card, one of those Digimons doesn't leave. Main, draw 1, then place this card face up as the bottom security card. Security effect, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 9,000 DP for the turn. So, okay, so I think what this means up here is that normally it's like a face up, so I don't think that it would do this one unless it was face down. But this one's saying that if it is face up there, then you would get that effect. And then we've got what looks like the last new card is Defense Plugin F. 3 play cost. While you have a tamer, you can ignore this card's color requirements. Security, digivolve 2, one of your opponent's Digimon, then add this card to the hand. Main, you may link this card to one of your Digimon without paying the cost. Then, until your opponent's turn ends, one of your Digimon gains reboot and plus 3,000 DP. Link to level 3 for a cost of 2. Gives blocker and plus 2000 DP. So this one's another one that I kind of like. I mean, giving your Digimon reboot the Digivolve 2 on one of your opponent's Digimon, there's a lot of good stuff on this one. I don't think that it's as good as the jamming one. Just because, like, this one's just giving blocker, the other one's giving jamming. Like, oh. Like, you could put that one in any deck and give your, like, big level 6 or level 7 jamming. That's incredible. I love that a lot. We're now getting into the reprints. And starting us off, we've got 2 copies of EX2 Renamon. 3 play costs, 0 Digivolution costs 1000 DP. On play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with Cubimon, Talmon, or Sakuyamon in its name and 1 Rika among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Inherited effect, your turn. Once per turn, when you use an option card with a cost of 2 or more, gain 1 memory. So, good one to add to the deck. I mean, it's a searcher. You get to get memory when you play an option card. So, yeah, that's solid for the deck. Next up, we have 4 copies of the BT17 Renamon. 3 play costs, 0 Digivolution cost, 1000 DP. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with Cubimon, Talmon, or Sakuyamon in its name, and 1 Rika, or use cost 2 or higher option card among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Inherited effect, your turn. Once per turn, when you use option cards with a use cost of 2 or more, give one of your opponent's Digimon security attack -1 until their turn ends. So yeah, this one's going to slow down the opponent a little bit. Otherwise, it's another searcher. Yeah. And then we've got, what is this? 4 copies of the BT19 Cubimon. 5 play costs, 2 Digivolution cost, 5000 DP. When Digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play 1 Rika from your hand without paying the cost. Inherited effect, your turn. Once per turn, when you use an option card with a use cost of 2 or more, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -2000 DP for the turn. Yeah. Again, pretty straightforward. We've seen those ones before. Then we got 4 copies of Talmon from BT17. 7 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 7000 DP. Blocker, when Digivolving, you may use 1 option card that is yellow or has plugin in its name from your hand with the use cost reduced by 2. Inherited effect, when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has Sakuyamon in its name, you may use 1 option card that is yellow or has plugin in its name from your hand with the use cost reduced by 2. Again, nothing too crazy to say about that. Then we've got 2 copies of this very pretty Talmon Ace. And these cards are kind of sticking together a little bit. I'm not sure what that had to do with the packaging, but yeah. This is a 5 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 8000 DP. Hand counter Blast Digivolution. On player when Digivolving, if it's your turn, you may use 1 single color use cost 5 or lower option card from your hand without paying the cost. If it's your opponent's turn, give one of their Digimon security attack -1, and it can't activate when Digivolving effects. Ace Overflow -3, and Inherited effect, when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -4000 DP for the turn. And then we got another Mega, this one being Sakuyamon X Antibody from EX8. 12 play cost, 4 Digivolution cost, 12,000 DP. Digivolve from level 6 with Sakuyamon in its name without the X Antibody trait for a cost of 1. When Digivolving, if Sakuyamon or X Antibody is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, play 1 Yuko no Mitama token, Digimon Yellow 9000 DP Rush. Your turn, once per turn. When one of your Digimon attacks, you may use 1 single color option card with a use cost of 5 or less from your hand without paying the cost. If this effect used, one of your Digimon unsuspends. Sorry if I'm like doing this, but this text is super hard to read, so I'm like trying to get the light to hit it right so I can read the entire effect. That's the only downside I think between these ones that I don't like, is that the text is yellow. It's hard to read. Otherwise, yeah, these are good ones. Then we've got 4 copies of the BT19 Rika. 3 play costs. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with Renamon, Cubimon, Talmon, or Sakuyamon in its name, and 1 option card with a plugin in its name among them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. Your turn. When you use an option card with a use cost of 2 or more, by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. Security, play this card without paying the cost. Then we've got 2 copies of Yellow Scramble. This is the one of the limited cards. 2 play cost, main. One of your yellow Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow Digimon card in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 3. Then place this card in the battle area. Start of your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon delay, return 1 yellow Digimon card from your trash to the top of the deck. Then, if you don't have a Digimon, you may play 1 yellow Digimon card with 2000 DP or less from your trash without paying the cost. Security, you may play 1 yellow Digimon card with 2000 DP or less from your trash without paying the cost. Then add this card to the hand. How good is that in this deck? Well, we got Renamon. The new one's 1000. And it looks like the old ones are 1000 as well. So that would work on all of them. So that's good to know that this card works on all of the Renamons. It wouldn't work for any of the higher ones because it's 2000 left, and I know the Cubimons are much higher than that. Final card of the deck, we got 2 copies of Physical Training. 2 play cost, main, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, add 1 yellow card among them to the hand, return the rest to the bottom of the deck, then place this card in the battle area. Main delay, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow Digimon card in the hand with the Digivolution cost reduced by 2. Security, place this card in the battle area. So there are all the cards from the main deck. The immediate thing that pops out to me is that we don't have a memory set tamer. So that's something that I would immediately change from this. Put in a yellow tamer that's like, if you have 2 memory less, set to 3. I don't remember if there's one that's Rika. If there is, that one's a shoo-in because she would most likely have like option text and things like that. And then again, like this high-speed plug-in H, super good. Definitely going to have to pick up a couple copies extra just so I can throw them in other decks. Because that one almost feels too good to me. Like it is entering kind of like Pot of Greed territory to me, where I cannot think of a deck that I wouldn't put that in. Before we head out, we need to look at the extra cards that we got. So we got Dogachmon. Ooh, very cool. So these aren't just like Renamon cards. That's neat. This is from... Oh, this is unique to Star Deck 22. This is a new card? What? So this is Dogachmon. He's got a play cost of 6, a Digivolution cost of 3, 6000 DP, can Digivolve from any standard Appmon for a cost of 3, and it looks like he can Digivolve from blue or red. He is dual color red-blue. App fuse with Gachmon and Navimon or Tweetmon for a cost of 0. Raid, when attacking once per turn, you may link 1 Digimon card with a social, Navi, or tool trait from your hand to this Digimon's Digivolution card, or this Digimon's Digivolution cards to this Digimon with the link cost reduced by 2. And when linked, it gives plus 3000 DP, and when linking, return one of your opponent's 5000 DP or lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck. And we get 2 copies. Then we get Grand Galemon, which is another new card from this deck. 7 play cost, 3 Digivolution cost, 7000 DP. Fortitude Vortex, on play, when Digivolving or when attacking, you may suspend 1 Digimon. Then this Digimon gets plus 3000 DP for the turn. Inherited effect, when attacking once per turn. If your opponent has no unsuspended Digimon, this Digimon with the Vortex Warriors trait may unsuspend. Alright. I don't really care about Vortex, so don't care too much about that. See, like, I hope you could hear that, but it was kind of sticking together there. We got Barbamon, 12 play cost, 4 Digivolve cost, 12,000 DP. Digivolve from level 5 with a Fallen Angel trait for a cost of 3. When this card would be played, if your opponent has 10 or more cards in their hand or trash, reduce the play cost by 5. On player, when Digivolving, your opponent trashes cards in their hand so that they have 6 cards left. If this effect didn't trash, you may play one level 5 or lower Fallen Angel trait Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. End of your turn, once per turn. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in their hand, they trash one of them. Then, if they have 5 or fewer, delete one of their lowest level Digimon. This one is another good one. Like, we're getting some random ones, but I do like what this one could do. And then we should have the final one. Pipe Fox. Okay, so we get... Oh no, we get the 2 different tokens. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Out of the promos, I definitely am digging Digimon the most. I'm probably going to have to pick up extra copies of him. Something else that I will note with the new cards of the deck that I remembered is that I wish that these newer ones, the new ones that they just printed, they had a thing that's like Renamon can Digivolve from Viximon for a cost of 0. QBman can Digivolve from Renamon for a cost of 2. Just that extra thought so that it kind of future-proofs them. Because there is that alternate one where they're like not Renamon and not its Digivolutions, but it's like the purple ones and they're the recolors. I can't remember their names at the moment. If you remember their names, leave in the comments down below. Let me know. So that would have been great if they could have allowed you to splash those in, or made sure that if they made pure purple ones, that those would be covered. The only other thing about this deck that I do want to bring up is I don't like how they only give you 2 copies of the Renamon and like 2 copies of both of the Megas. Like, when they're giving you 4 copies of these. I would have wished, like, I know they want to make money, so I would have been fine if they would have taken out 2 copies of the Talmon, 2 copies of the Cubimon, just so that we get 2 copies of all of the new cards. So that if you did buy 2 of these, you'd get a full play set of each, instead of getting, like, 4 extras of some of the cards. But yeah, that is the new deck. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments below. And again, if you remember what the alternate colors of her is, let me know down in the comments down below. I'd love for that to be down there. If you enjoyed this video, give it a good old thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you haven't, please do subscribe. I really do appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. The algorithm loves it. Don't forget to hit the bell icon because we upload videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And as always, until then, I will see you next time.